everybody, it's me, Biliah the Sega Gamer, and welcome back to my next Let's Play. And what's this? Another Sega game that isn't Sonic the Hedgehog? Yep, that's right. I'm gonna be, you saw this coming. I'm gonna do a redo of Nights into Dreams, of course. A launch title only for the Sega Saturn, and it just got recently re-released, of course. Let me just turn this up here, just to let you know it's post-commentated. And here's here's a little system. This is a side LP, a Let's Play I do on the side. If a game is like dirt short, like real short, I basically do this on the side to contract with my official main LPs. I was gonna do Nights after I do Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but hey, what the hell? And plus, this game is like short. Yeah, this game is like short, so expect this game to have, when I'm doing the Let's Play right now, to have 4 parts. So yeah, I'm bored and I have nothing else to do. So anyway, I named the title SGB, of course, as in Biliah the Sega Gamer. And this is just me trying to check if it's the right file, whatnot, cause I'm editing. Well, cause I was messing with the Sega Saturn's memory, and I decided, you know, to do a new game. Now let's change our name. No, we're not Reala, the Harley Quinn ripoff of a jester, the Evil Knights. We're going to change it into BSG, as in Biliah the Sega Gamer. I already mastered this game, so yeah. But before we begin, let's enjoy a cutscene, and our first stage is Spring Valley. Just to let you know, that guy sitting, the director sitting near Claris audition sort of does look like Dr. Wily. It's like maybe Sega's little pool. I wonder if Sega got sued back in '96. I'll let you enjoy the rest of the cut. You gotta love that. Early CGI on 32-bit consoles, CGI cutscenes. Well, anyway, this is Nights. Now, before I start with the story, let's just start with the gameplay. Now, Nights is a 2.5D on-the-rails flying game where you collect blue chips get the most points, fly your rings, and of course destroy the idiot capture. Now that's the idiot capture. When the first time I was trying to do this Let's Play, I had a terrible time explaining the gameplay mechanics, but I'll explain it more. The main goal is to, of course, collect 21 blue chips. You go to the idiot capture, which is like the jellyfish creatures, and you get the idiot. However, you get bonus time. You could choose to end. You could choose to end the first course of the stage. You know, the first mare. But the game sort of a little bit encourages you to explore. But that's only for extra points and shit. Points? Who really cares about points? And oh yeah, just to let you know, NiGHTS for the Sega Saturn. It was originally supposed to be an arcade game, but seeing how, you know, the Sega Saturn didn't have a lot of mainstream titles, maybe except for Panzer Dragoon. NiGHTS, it's sort of a arcade style game. Sort of an arcade style game, like pretty much like maybe a little bit of a 3D version of Arrowing, which is like a 2D shooter, and many other 2D shooters. But however, this has its unique style. So shooting enemies, you fly through range, you collect idiot orbs, blue chips. You collect blue chips to gain idiot, whatnot. And you know, it's a very fun game. Did I grow up with this game? Well, no, I didn't grow up with a Sega Saturn, of course. I didn't see the character NiGHTS until he made a cameo in Sonic Adventure, which is a great game. You should play it, of course. But I can't say Sonic Adventure is the first Sega game to have Sega references. Oh no, we will get into that very soon. Look at you, Crazy Taxi and Outrun, and Rad Mobile. Well, anyway, you may be asking if NiGHTS is a girl or boy. No, NiGHTS is a purple androgynous. Oh, let me get on to the story. The story's simple. It's about these two kids having dyslexia problems. Like, Claris enters an audition to sing at her school play, while the boy Elliot was at basketball practice with his friends, but then he anxiously gets nervous. Oh, let me talk about the rings before I talk about the story. It's very short. There are two different kinds of rings. The yellow rings, which only gives you 5 points, and the orange rings, which gives you 10. But if you go do a ring like that, like you saw before, a blue and yellow ring, that's called the trick ring. You do several tricks, and it plays the NiGHTS theme. Do 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 do. And the more time it plays the theme, you do acrobatic tricks, and it's very simple. Just press the triggers and stuff like that. Anyway, get on to the story. They basically are in the world of Nightopia, and basically NiGHTS has to figure out their fear while yet again trying to stop the evil wiseman. And trust me, Wiseman is a joke in this game. No, really, he is a joke! It only takes about 4 hits! But I'll explain that once we get to Wiseman, of course. The character NiGHTS, we're going to be seeing this character a lot in every other Sega game and Sonic game. So yeah. The NiGHTS franchise to me is like my third favorite Sonic. My third favorite Sega game. I mean, it most definitely cannot beat Sonic the Hedgehog or any other Sega franchise like Shenmue, whatnot. But you know, you know, it's a great game. It's sad to see that this is a launch title. Not only that, the game is short, so it's really a showcase title. Pretty much what the Sega Saturn could do back in 1996. Get some water. Yeah, what the Sega Saturn could do back in, you know, 96, and it didn't really have a lot of mainstream games, except for a couple exceptions I'll get into near the end of the video, of course. but NiGHTS is, you know, a fun little on the rails 2D flyer, 2.5D on the rails flying game, and it's way better than Superman 64. Yeah, the Sega Saturn is probably like one of the most underrated consoles ever. I think it's better than the Sony PlayStation and the Nintendo 64. Even though I grew up with the Nintendo, even though I grew up with the Nintendo 64 at a friend's house, I will admit the Saturn is probably like my 5th favorite console, and mostly underrated. Oh yeah, once you get all the idiot ores, it tallies it up and ranks you. I got an A rank. It's so piss easy to get A ranks. Well, anyway, here's our first boss. Oh, what I like about the bosses here is that unlike many other mainstream game where, let's say, the boss has a weakness, you gotta strategize a little. So yeah, you're basically fighting the boss in the air, and the boss we just tackled is gouling. Now, normally what you could do is headbutt the guy. However, though, the game times you if you could defeat the boss at a fast rate. So I had to paraloop him, so you could get 96 on your time. And trust me, that shit is hard. And basically, once you're ranked up, once it tells it up, it gets to the main 5th and final ranked, and it's an A rank. Well, anyway, we're done with the iconic Spring Valley, and you don't want to hear me talk about the gameplay. So this is Elliot's story. I'll be right back. Well, yeah. I forgot to mention about gouling. They also reused that boss concept again in the Wii sequel, Knight's Journey of Dreams, where basically you paraloop the fish all the time, but the fish name was Galanin. I can't pronounce the name. I haven't played that game in a long time. Which, by the way, it was my Knight's Journey of Dreams was my first NiGHTS game, and you know, I remember playing that not too long ago. I was like, I keep on seeing NiGHTS in every other Sonic and Sega game. Like, I wonder how NiGHTS plays, and I saw, you know, the game, and I saw the game. This was before I played the original Sega Saturn game. To remind you folks, I was like, oh, the gameplay looks cool. It's something different and unique I haven't saw in any other Sega game. Then when I first played the game, it really disappointed me. I wanted more flying stages, not platforming or let's say different types of gameplay variety. And yeah, again, Knights is an arcade style game where you just fly your rings and collect idiot ball and collect blue chips. Way better than Superman 64. Knights is probably the only game where it's fun to fly your rings. Cause let's face it, Superman 64 trying to make it 3D and it was bullshit. It was great to have the game like, let's say 2.5D, even though back in the day this game has the illusion of 3D. Cause yeah, Sega wanted to make 3D titles for their Sega Saturn instead of 2D titles. The only 3D title that comes close is the Panzer Dragoon series, which I really want to do. But I haven't yet to play that game. I've seen Let's Plays of it. I really do want to play it, but the games go out like outrageous prices. But enough of that. Let's talk about Knights here. Well, in this stage we're at Splash Garden, which is pretty much like a Seville beach area. And not only that, we're gonna see one of Knight's 1 out of 4 forms in this game, or 1 out of 2. And that's why this game is really a showcase title. What the Sega Saturn could do in terms of having the illusion of 3D, and you know, Knights could turn to like different forms. He could turn to a dolphin. What else does he turn to? A dolphin, a freaking bobsled, and in the sequels he turns to a rocket and a dragon for some, and a Chinese dragon for some odd reason, and crap like that. Oh yeah, what you saw earlier in the gameplay are pretty much blue chip mini cages. You see with those mini cages, you'll probably see it during the last act or last course of the stage. With the blue chip mini box cages, you're probably gonna see it right now, or I don't know when. You basically just touch the box and you pretty much get more blue chips and crap like that. Oh, and that yellow orb. Yeah, that yellow orb is pretty much like a link ball. You pretty much grab it, and it depends how many links it tells you to get. You get more blue chips. So yeah, this game is very easy to get A ranks if you know what you're doing. Like, if you know what you're doing. Because again, this game is all about score while keeping the time attack feel. And you know, it's like a flying Sonic. Even though we have less to do with platforming and more to do with on-rails flying. So yeah, Knights is like pretty much a unique title in Sega's franchises. Maybe I can't say Knights is an official answer to Nintendo's Kirby, because let's face it, Dynamite Head, he has like more similarities to Kirby, I guess, which is another game I really want to LP. Great 2D platformer for the Sega Genesis, if I say so myself. And yes, that will be live. This Let's Play, however, is post, so yeah. Right now, we have turned into dolphins! Of course. Yeah, that's right, we turn into freaking Echo the Dolphin! I can't do a dolphin laugh. But yeah, Echo the Dolphin is pretty much like, it's pretty much like a swimming simulation game, I guess, for the Sega Genesis. I never got into that Sega franchise along with Kid Chameleon, even though I played it recently when I was trying to get into retro games back in 2010. So yeah. So, you see right down there, that was an idiot box. I meant to say blue chip mini cage, and you know, just get more blue chips. And Christmas, I like how in Sega they made it in the presents, and you know, and if you hit them once, you never get it again. You know, like a Christmas tradition. Unlike if you were playing the game on a normal day, you could just hit the freaking blue chip mini cage and get more blue chips as needed. I'll explain about Christmas nights once it's the holidays. Oh yeah, I find it unique how that NiGHTS doesn't friggin' drown underwater, because most, you know, on-rails flying games, when your plane crashes, you end up drowning, you end up losing. Well, anyway, here's another boss, which is super easy, but it's probably one of my favorites, seeing how it's the most iconic, because the whole, seeing how Sega took the whole 3D illusion here. This is Puffy, and basically with Puffy, all you gotta do is just twirl him around and draw him. And it's pretty much piss easy. You don't need any strategy. You can beat this boss within like 86 seconds. My only gripe about Puffy is that if you aim him the wrong way, she pretty much ends up bouncing on your head and you lose time. But if you nail it right, there you go. We defeated Puffy. Oh, did I mention I love the results music of this game? It's probably like one of my favorites, right after Sonic 3 and Knuckles results music and many others. Well, stay tuned next time, folks.